UEFA and Andy Burnham among those to hit back at FIFA's World Cup sale proposal. FIFA's plan, led by President Gianni Infantino, to sell off stakes in the World Cup has been met with near worldwide condemnation. It is the latest power grab from Infantino, with the FIFA chief looking to offload aspects of its football competitions, with the World Cup being the biggest lure to private investors via associates of U.S. President Donald Trump. Fans, politicians, and regional governing bodies have criticized the move, made by a man whose popularity throughout the game is at an all-time low following a World Cup that charged fans huge sums and overlooked rules of the game to put on a halftime show in the World Cup final. Infantino is trying to turn heads of the federations, whom support he needs, by claiming £15 million of funding will be given to all FIFA countries to develop the game if and when the deal is finalized.
Looking for a premium phone without the premium price? This renewed, unlocked iPhone 14 offers 128 gigabytes of storage, a sharp 6.1-inch display, and 5G capability for around $299. Want to get the best verified deal and see full details? Visit grabdeal.us/6 right now.
In a show of power, bordering on dictatorship, Infantino has claimed that anyone who is not on board with his proposal will receive less funding, effectively creating a two-tier system. FIFA did not raise the landmark strategy during meetings with football associations in New York on the eve of the World Cup final, leading to surprise among those involved. Football's governing body would retain control of the enterprise, but offer minority stakes in it to private investors to raise up to $2 billion. But the move has been smacked down by the likes of UEFA, CONCACAF, and Prime Minister Andy Burnham, whilst the FA have said they are deeply concerned, but left scope to comment further when the time comes. Burnham, the new Labour leader, has been looking to get the public on side in his opening weeks, and claiming that football belongs to the fans is a good way to begin. He wrote on X, "Let me say this very directly. Football does not belong to investors. It belongs to the people who fill the stands and who stand on the touchline week in, week out, rain or shine. It is the greatest competition in world sport, and it was never anyone's to sell. Once you have sold a piece of it, you have sold out. It always has, and it always will." The FA have taken a more measured approach and admitted that they only have limited information on which to comment. They've by no means backed FIFA's plan, but have said they will give greater comment when the proposal is fully transparent. And FA statement read, "We were completely unaware of this proposal and no substantive details, including what the proposition actually is and what conditions are attached. Based on the limited information, we are deeply concerned about the lack of process and governance to get to this point, and the apparent substance and principles involved. When the proposal is shared in the full and transparent way now promised by FIFA, we will make our views clear and comment further. UEFA have taken as hard a stance as you possibly could. Relations between them have continued to worsen in recent years. UEFA are the strongest continental governing body and can boast gems like the Champions League. Their president, Alexander Ceferin, refused to attend the World Cup final following a series of disagreements with Infantino over disciplinary procedures, refereeing logistics and match operations. They said in a statement, "This crosses a line that football's governing institutions should never cross. So should every national football association. So should every stakeholder, leagues, clubs, players, supporters, governments, and everyone who cares about the future of the game. The soul and governance of football are not assets to trade, especially with zero transparency as to who gains financially. None of us are the owners of football. It is not FIFA's to sell. European nations are discussing boycotting the World Cup if Infantino pushes ahead with plans to sell off part of FIFA to private investors, according to Sky News. The governing body of North America and the Caribbean, CONCACAF, have ultimately just handed over their countries to that FIFA could host the biggest World Cup in history, but they've slammed the global organization. CONCACAF was only made aware of this matter through media reports and, subsequently, via a media release, their statement read. "We are deeply concerned by the lack of due process. We share the disappointment of many within our region, and the game that this level of detail has been designed and shared publicly before any discussion with the relevant governance bodies and stakeholders has taken place. The AFC, Asian football's governing body, echoed these concerns, saying, "The AFC was not consulted on the proposal and is disappointed that a matter of such significance entered the public domain before the AFC family had been afforded the opportunity to examine and discuss it through the appropriate and established governance channels." While the AFC recognizes the importance of exploring innovative approaches that can strengthen the future of global football, initiatives of this scale and consequence must be founded upon the principles of good governance, transparency, and meaningful consultation.